Welcome to the Teacher's Corner. In order to understand, learn, and value every student in our classrooms, it is important to include students' language varieties. As Dr. Farr explained, students' varieties should be respected. It is mostly the ideology of monolingualism and standardization that dictate what are the varieties of English that will be valued at school. But through the use of digital technology and digital literacies, we can bring these varieties into the classroom, respect them, and teach students that each variety has its purpose and its context. The goal of this video is to raise awareness on how the digital technologies can help you incorporate students' language varieties into the classroom. I will give you a very quick activity that I want you to do on your own. List as many writing activities that you can think of in which youth and young adults engage on a daily basis, in school and out of school. You can pause this video. Where is your list the longest? I bet it was out of school. Of pictures here, which ones would you count as literacy? A lot of people will not count graffiti as literacy or a math problem as literacy or the things that people put in the refrigerator as literacy. What is literacy then? Literacy can be viewed in two ways. There is more than one literacy. It's not just the academic literacy that people teach in the classroom. It's a part of more literacies, and with more literacies there is multimodality. That is no longer just print what counts, but also the audio, video, visual design, and the role of the internet. Digital literacy is the ability to effectively and critically navigate, evaluate, and create information using a range of digital technologies. What is the goal of using the digital technologies that we've been sharing with you throughout these 6 weeks? Well, the goal is not simply just to use the social networking sites or the digital tools themselves. Remember, we talked in the first and second week about infringing privacy and space. We need to respect student space. But our goal should be to create platforms for participation that allow students to realize and leverage the emerging media environments with academic writing demands. And what are some digital literacies widely used in writing classrooms? I have a lot of examples here. So this is an activity that you can do on your own. You can pause the video and read it. There is a difference between writing with technology and digital literacy. Writing with technology is simply using technology as a tool. You can do Blogger or using a word processor to get some ideas, to make mind mapping like we saw on week 4. Just writing a post is merely a tool. It's like writing with pencil and paper, but here is writing on the computer. Digital literacy, however, is using technologies as means for identity construction, negotiation, learning, self-expression, collaboration, information, and interaction. It's more to get students to share more about their lives, their languages, their ideologies with us. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages. We know there are benefits, but are there any harms to teach digital in academic writing? And there is still that digital divide. A lot research centers show that this digital divide is shrinking. Is the way in which people use these tools and not the access that is the problem. Digital native is when you grow up using certain digital tools. Immigrant is when you learn how to use the digital tools. The good news is that if we look at this timeline, nobody is completely a digital native for too long, as technology constantly changes. Digital literacy is not native skill for anybody either. Programs and norms also constantly change. My recommendation to you is just to embrace these new technologies and new digital literacies. As we speak, Facebook is passé among teens. Right now it's Instagramming, it's Twitter, websites like WeChat. Remember, one of the main advantages of digital literacies is that students are able to bring their language varieties into the classroom, and we should not sanction them. Instead, we need to help our students know the contexts in which it's appropriate and is recognized and valued to use a certain variety of a language. We want them to become critical users of language. Thank you for staying with us these last 6 weeks.